Hello students, today we are going to start last lecture for this chapter and subtopic that is sexually transmitted diseases, STDs. Diseases or infections which are transmitted through sexual intercourse are collectively called sexually transmitted diseases. So those diseases which are spread by sexual intercourse or the venereal diseases or reproductive tract infections or STDs, sexually transmitted diseases. The major venereal diseases are syphilis and gonorrhea, and rest other we are going to study from this table. Name of the disease that is syphilis and gonorrhea. Causative agent that we are going to study here in comparison form. Causative agent that is Treponema pallidum, a bacteria, and Neisseria gonorrhoeae, that is bacteria. Incubation period for syphilis is 3 to 4 weeks, and for gonorrhea it is for male 2 to 14 days, and for female it is 7 to 21 days. So that means within this period not a single sign or symptom can be seen. That is incubation period. Infection site for syphilis is mucous membrane in genital, rectal and oral region. For gonorrhea, mucous membrane of urinogenital tract, rectum, throat and eye. Symptoms for syphilis: primary lesions which are called cankre at the site of infection. Lesions, a kind of wound-like structure which is formed, and wounds are formed after a kind of small rounded things burst open. That cankre are formed on external genitalia. Skin rashes and mild fever is also seen. Also pain, inflammation in joints, loss of hair, paralysis, degenerative changes occur in the heart and brain if it is severe. For gonorrhea in male, partial blockage of urethra and reproductive ducts, pus from the penis, pain and burning sensation during urination, arthritis is common. And for gonorrhea in female, pelvic inflammation of urinary tract, sterility, that is a resume of reproduction, arthritis, a disease, a symptom. The children born to affected mother suffer from gonococcal ophthalmia and gonococcal vulvovaginitis of girls before puberty. Preventive measures for syphilis: education about sex practices, sex hygiene, avoiding sex with unknown partner or multi-partners, using condom during coitus. For gonorrhea, preventive measures, that is sex hygiene, using condom during coitus, avoiding sex with unknown partner or multi-partners. Treatment for both is antibiotics. For syphilis, it is penicillin. For gonorrhea, it is cefixime. Next subtopic, infertility. Infertility is defined as the inability to conceive naturally after 1 year of regular unprotected intercourse. The causes of infertility could be physical, congenital, diseases, immunological, or even psychological. So infertility causes which are totally are physical health, congenital health, that means reproductive organs, maybe the infection in reproductive organs, that are diseases. Immunological, maybe body is not made for that kind of processes. And even psychological, that is thinking. The common physical causes in female are polycystic ovary syndrome, that is PCOS, hormonal imbalance, endometriosis, while in male the less sperm count and small size of penis. In females, polycystic ovary syndrome, that is PCO, that means cyst formation in the ovary, and for male, it is less count of sperm is main reason. Prior to 1978, infertile couples had two options: adopt to be childless, adopt or be childless. Totally infertile couples have many options to have a child, such as fertility drugs, test tube babies, artificial insemination, IUI, and surrogate motherhood, etc. The couple could be assisted to have child or children through a certain special techniques commonly known as assisted reproductive technologies, ART. First one, that is IVF, in vitro fertilization. It is a process of fertilization where an egg is combined with sperm outside the body in the test tube or a glass plate to form a zygote under stimulated conditions in the laboratory. This simulated, that means favorable conditions for syngamy. The zygote or early embryos with up to 8 blastomeres could be then transferred to the fallopian tube for further development, and where it implants itself, and then normally delivery takes place. Normal development and normal delivery takes place. ZIFT, zygote intrafallopian transfer. ZIFT is an infertility treatment used when there is a blockage in the fallopian tubes which prevents the fertilization of egg by the sperm. In this method, egg is removed from woman's ovary. Fertilization of the egg with sperm is brought about outside the body under sterile conditions to form zygote by the process called in vitro fertilization, IVF, as the same we have checked earlier. The zygote is then transferred to the fallopian tube for further development. Next method, that is GIFT, gamete intrafallopian transfer. Transfer of an ovum collected from a donor into a fallopian tube of another female who can provide suitable environment for its fertilization and development. This technique, called gamete intrafallopian transfer, that is GIFT, has been developed for the cases in which only the entrance to the oviducts or the upper segment of the oviducts in block. In this procedure, ova and sperm are directly injected into the regions of the oviduct where fertilization produces a blastocyst which enters the uterus via normal route. GIFT has a success rate of about 30%. Next method, that is intracytoplasmic sperm injection, ICSI, is an in vitro fertilization procedure in which a single sperm cell is injected directly into the cytoplasm of an ovum in the laboratory. Here the sperm has no natural penetration of the egg. Next method, artificial insemination, AAI. In some infertility cases, the male partner is unable to inseminate the female due to a very low sperm count. This problem can be solved by artificial insemination. In this technique, the sperms are collected from the male and artificially introduced into the cervix of female for the purpose of achieving a pregnancy through in vivo fertilization. That is, fertilization takes place inside the body of the female. Next method, that is IUI, intrauterine insemination. In this technique, the process is somewhat like that artificial insemination, and the only difference is that the sperms are introduced into the uterine cavity instead of cervix. Sperm bank or semen bank. Sperm bank or semen bank is a place which collects, stores, provides human sperms or semen. Semen is provided by healthy males called sperm donors, and sperms are stored in sperm bank by cryopreservation method at low temperature. Surrogate mother. Some women have problem in implantation of embryo in uterus. Such women can help of the modern remedial technique called surrogacy. In this embryo is implanted in surrogate mother who is not the biological mother. And the last option, that is adoption. It is a legal process by which a couple or a single parent gets legal rights, privileges, and responsibilities that are associated to a biological child for the upbringing of the adopted child. The adoptive parents should be medically fit and financially able to take care of the adopted child, and a person wishing to adopt a child must be at least 21 years old, but there is no legal upper age limit for adoption. Here we have finished this chapter, the most important chapter. Only last part, that is asexual reproduction, is omitted by government. So whole chapter as it is we have to study, we have to learn, we have to solve all the assignments from all chapters that we have studied, also from this chapter. And also, as early as possible, I am going to send link for Google Forms for revision of this chapter and previous chapter. Thank you.